going to try to give back some of the time that I overran earlier. I think my experience and my qualifications speak for themselves. I'm not going to bore you trying to go into all of that, but I feel like my 40 years of work for veterans and others with disabilities well qualified me to hold this post in my leadership in the largest disability research agency, probably in the world, certainly in the United States. Major science and technology advisor. That gave me some credibility. I want to echo the theme, if you were in here earlier when the county commissioners were speaking. The gentleman at the end, I'm sorry I don't know his name, he was talking about civility. So my second point is that we need to restore civility. On November the 9th, the election will be over. We need to come back together and honor what I think are the true North Carolina values. Values that I've seen as I've been campaigning around the counties. I've not encountered the kind of vitriol and nonsense that seemed to occupy us at the top of the ticket. So I think that's who we are as North Carolinians, and I want to respect that. And third and most importantly, I want to untangle these two documents, both of which I love very much. If you can't see it, that's the U.S. Constitution. This is the pocket New Testament. I wanted to keep it in my pocket so I didn't bring the whole Bible. But we have managed to entangle these in such a way that it's harmful to both. And I don't have time to go into all the detail specifically, but I'm not too concerned about the Constitution because it's going to stand as course to defend it. I'm very concerned about what's happened to Christianity and what's happened to it in respect to our young people who are losing respect because of what they're seeing. Sorry, 42 minutes. Let's get back.
This is the most important election that I can recall in my lifetime. As I think about the future we will leave our grandchildren, the decisions we make this year will impact them throughout their lives. Our legislators need to stop providing corporations who pollute our air and water with protection and tax breaks. We deserve to know what's in fracking fluids and have polluters pay to clean up their own messes. Our legislators need to stop using dirty math tricks to avoid giving our teachers meaningful pay raises and adequately funding our local schools. We need to bring teacher pay to the national average so that we can attract and retain the best and the brightest teachers, not lose them to other states like Tennessee. It's time we make sure that our classrooms are funded so that our kids aren't using out-of-date textbooks and learning in overcrowded classrooms. It's time to make sure we're giving our kids the tools that they will need to succeed and get super jobs. I think North Carolina can do better to protect our clean air and water, to support our students and teachers, and to grow local economies. If elected, I will continue fulfilling my life's mission, improving the lives of people in North Carolina State House. I ask for your vote and your partnership as we work to build a future that we can all be proud of.
Mr. Cecil.
I want to echo your comments about the clean water and the fracking fluids. There is no way to clean underground water. Once it's polluted forever. And our kids will need the water. The surface waters can be cleaned in various ways. We can protect them in various ways, but once fracking fluids are put down the hole, unless we have a record of what went down that hole and the pressure volume logs that put it there, you'll never establish any legal cases to get any liability out of the people that did it. And clean water, in the long run, is the most precious commodity we will have from this earth. I think that education is important, and I think we'll have to find ways to fund it. There will be a lot of complaining in every direction, but it has to be done. The most expensive place you can get a kid a high school education is getting a GED in correctional institutions. That is literally the most expensive way. My name is Lon Cecil. I'm running for governor. I want to, as an engineer, be able to bring more than one or two ideas to every big problem. We need to look at all of the possible solutions and pick ones that work. And we've had a lot of things over the past 8 years that they picked one solution and said, maybe that'll work. My drill sergeant used to tell me that there's 4 ways to do things. There's my way, there's your way, there's the government way, and the right way. I think we need to chase the right way. Lon Cecil, Libertarian for Government. Thank you.
Mr. Jordan.
Good evening, I'm Jonathan Jordan, I'm your current state representative, and I'm asking for your vote for another term. Thank you very much to the Chamber for having this event. Thank you, audience, for being here. I would remind you of when my first term, when I went in. My opponent doesn't want to talk about that because we were looking at basically a massive tax and spending mud hole that we were wallowing in 2010. From the Great Recession in 2008, we hadn't learned that we needed to keep reserves so that we could prepare for this kind of an event coming up. So we were basically looking at a $3.7 billion shortfall when I first went down to Raleigh. It's kind of like having to pay a $24 dinner check and you got a $20 bill in your pocket. So in the past, what would have been the solution would have been which tax to raise and how much to raise it by. But we didn't do that. We did it by carefully prioritizing spending, using conservative fiscal abilities, and we did not take more money from the pockets of hard-working, high-country families. It was a recession. Why would you take more and tax more on people who are losing jobs? Today, we have resulted in savings of $5 to $6 billion just in sales taxes on the extra 1 cent that we allowed to expire. That went straight into your pockets every single year. We've given personal income tax breaks to all families. And for those that are low income, we've raised the zero tax bracket to $17,500. So that helps every family. If you hear differently from my opponent or her friends, that is absolutely false. Come talk to me about what the truth is. We've put in more funding into education than we have ever done in North Carolina. I'm a product of the public schools, and so are my children who are currently there. So if you think that I'm going to shortchange public education, you need to think again, because that's crazy. We're now the 4th best state for business, one of only 9 states with a AAA credit rating from the top 3 agencies. We've had pay raises for all teachers, including entry-level pay raises of $5,000, the fastest drop in unemployment, the 6th most competitive economy in the nation, and I can continue. For my first term, I did my quote was promises made, promises kept. Look at my record. I'm Jonathan Jordan. I hope I've earned another term down in the State House to support, to advocate and support you. Thank you.
Senator Bell.
Good evening. My name is Deanna Ballard, and I was appointed to the North Carolina State Senate at the end of April. I have had the pleasure and the privilege of serving this district since April. I have casted over 292 votes at this point. Therefore, I now have a record. I have experience. I have dealt with constituents. I have answered their calls. I have been there. I have been present. And I will be the hardest working senator that you have ever had in this district. I am pro-life. I am a conservative Christian, and I am the daughter of a now retired public school teacher and a logger, a family logging business. So my family's roots are North Carolina values. I will, excuse me for a minute, I'm just thinking about my mom and my dad. I pledge to serve this county and to serve this district. We have a lot of good resources here that we currently have. We need to invest in those. I have been a big supporter also, just one aspect we haven't talked about tonight is travel and tourism. There's been a Middle Fort Greene